Eric Keller here with Enthusiast Auto Group. We're in the EAG workshop and we've got a really special car with a really special client that has flown in from North Carolina to go over this Stratus on black Z8. We've been working with this client for a number of years, about 4.5, 5, and we've been looking for the right Z8 for, what, 2.5 years, Steve?
I think it's been going on like 2.5, 3 years now.
And Steve's a Z3, Z4, M Coupe and M Roadster owner, and longtime enthusiast and lover of everything BMW. And getting the right Z8 was a challenge, an exercise of patience for sure. And we found it up in Canada, and I'll kind of let Steve tell his story of what it's been like so far.
Yeah, so I literally sitting at my office on the phone for a work call, and my cell phone rings and it's Eric calling me. Of course, I put myself on mute. I pick up Eric's call over anybody else's. Next thing I know, I'm telling Eric, hey man, I'm on the other line, let me call you back. He's like, no, you need to hang up on your other call, you need to talk to me right now. So I did. And next thing I know, he's telling me about a Stratus Grey Z8 that's out there, that's available on the market, which to put it in terms that people will understand, there's the unicorn, there's the Chupacabra, and then there's the Stratus Grey Z8 in terms of mythical creatures. And the Stratus Grey Z8 is at the top of that food chain, just because there were 5,703 Z8s that were manufactured, of which only 196 of them were in Stratus Grey, and of that, only 114 were in Stratus Grey on black. So it's the rarest of the color combinations, with the exception of the one-off, like individualized colors that were done. But this was crazy that this thing came available and was for sale. So great news is, it's the right color, it's the right condition. It's had 2 prior owners, both of which have been good stewards to the car, but nobody that's quite as anal retentive as me or Eric. So its next stop in life has come from Toronto, and I had it shipped straight here to EAG. And here is where it's going to go through its rejuvenation program, for lack of a better term, and will be brought back to, my goal being, bring it back to factory new condition when it rolled off of the production line after being put together. And so basically, taking, like, if you look over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pages of a work order, and that's what it's going to take to, everything from just the passage of time type things, like, plastics and rubber, seals and such that will get replaced to bring it back to new, to slight cosmetic things that will need to be done, but nothing major. But that's the point of it coming here, and it'll spend a few weeks here before it makes its voyage home to North Carolina.
And Steve is definitely one of the guys that you would just love to buy a car from if he would ever sell anything. He's always taking great care of his stuff, and we've definitely had a lot of fun with the other 2 cars that we've sold over the years. And this Z8 has all the normal stuff. It's a 29,000 kilometer car. That's what, 18 or so thousand miles. Normal. The dash, it's got that little wrinkle there in the middle. You can see that's where it just starts to lift up, and it's original, and it happens. Mileage is one thing, but time, waits for nothing or nobody. The first thing that we did with the guys at Legendary Motor Car was a full, inspection and walk around, qualified the car. We did the frame test. If you've not seen this before, these lines here in the front above the headlight between the fender and the hood, the Z8s do have a frame deformation challenge, shortcoming. If you go over a lot of bumps, especially with these run flat tires, these gaps will actually end up pulling towards the headlight and pulling that fender towards the hood. And so the good thing you always want to do, just take a little quarter, using it as a feeler gauge, and carefully just make sure that it's free enough that you can put it inside between there on both sides. We want to physically see it and hear it touch, click the headlamp. Both sides need to be thick enough that fits. And then BMW came out with what they dubbed a performance package, which was, of course, after the class action lawsuit in 06. And thankfully, this one's had the performance package put on since a pretty early age. We've got no shortage of little things to update, down to replacing the original headlamps with a new set that'll be a little clearer than those. We're going to repaint the hard top. We're going to complete all the little bits and bobs of accessories that have gone missing over the years. I mean, little tiny attention to detail, like this seat base has just a little hairline crack right there, and when somebody's sitting in to clean and they just bend down, it's not hard to understand how that would happen. But we notice that type of stuff and want to take the opportunity to address it while we have the opportunity. Peter Kloot is the owner of Legendary Motor Car. He has a TV show now, I think 4 seasons in. And so when Steve flew up there to check the car out, he actually was on the show for a little bit. And this car will probably be on that here in a couple weeks, you think, or months?
Yeah, a couple months, I think, as they put their season together. Yeah.
So cool opportunity to showcase what EAG does, especially with a customer that I mean, this is the first time you've been to EAG, isn't it?
First trip, third car, but first trip up here.
Yeah. So if you have a car that's quite special and want to breathe a breath of fresh air back into it, this is a great way to do it. Our Rejuvenation program and department is expanding. We've got another workshop that we're opening up here shortly, and so a lot more space, another 6,500 foot of a workspace that we're quite excited about. So stay tuned for more EAG action, Rejuvenations. We've got our new arrival, Diamond Schwartz on Cardinal right there in for its PPI. Sean completed that this morning. Got another new arrival that's going through the inspection process right now, a 19,000 mile, really special E39 M5. More to come on that once it gets closer to the goal line. Thanks for tuning in. See ya!